948 6948. And please join us again next time for another special edition of the Brain Health Show. Make it a healthy day, everyone.
You have been listening to the Brain Health Show. The program you've listened to is a paid advertisement for Prevagen. The statements made in today's program have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hearing loss is a growing health issue among young adults and older Americans, with the condition today affecting more than 48 million people nationwide. Now is the time to preserve your hearing. That means limiting exposure to loud noises, using ear protection when attending sports events or music concerts, and following the 60-60 rule, which means limiting the use of earbud headphones to 60 minutes at a time and at 60% of the device's maximum volume. Talk to a hearing healthcare provider or your physician and schedule a hearing test. It's also important to discuss hearing loss with your family and seek treatment. Common signs include turning up the volume on the TV or radio to the level that others find too loud, having trouble hearing people on the phone, or difficulty with following conversations in noisy environments. Hearing loss can affect your ability to stay connected to friends and family, contributing to social isolation, lower earnings, depression, dementia, and higher risk of falls. For more information about hearing loss and other ways to improve your health as you age, go to www.hearingloss.org. This has been a public service message from the Hearing Loss Association of America, High Health Innovations, and the station.
Talk 1470, WWNN, Pompano Beach, Boca Raton, Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
What do you want to be when you're older?
Hold on, it's like a deep question.
When I'm older, I want to be a singer. That's my goal.
I'm not sure I want to invent the supercomputer, but I definitely want to build the supercomputer.
I want to be an inspiration.
An organizer of like do-gooders.
I want to be a veterinarian. I want to help out animals and work with them.
I want to be a media mogul. Just rule the world.
When I'm older, I want to be anything but the one that doesn't fit in, the one that people don't love.
Everyone deserves a dream.
Everyone.
But some of us are depressed,
anxious,
scared,
angry,
alone.
Don't feel like ourselves.
We can't even focus on the present, much less the future.
If that's you, say something.
It's okay to talk. It's okay to share. It's okay to get help or help someone.
Talk to someone. It helps. And people will listen. Add your voice at okaytotalk.org. okaytotalk.org.
Brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Listen Sundays noon to Be a Catholic. This week's topic, why the Catholic Bible is bigger, on AM 1470 WNN.
Recently, after a heavy rain, I discovered water stains on my ceiling. I picked up the phone and I called my old friend Lanny Galfand at Pioneer Roofing. I've known Lanny since I first came to South Florida back in 1983. In fact, he was one of the founding sponsors of the Steve Kane Show. Pioneer Roofing came out to my home, they inspected the roof, and to my great relief, Lanny told me I didn't need a new roof, just a simple repair. Whether it's a new roof, a simple repair, whether it's residential or commercial, you want the best, and the best is Lanny Gelfand and Andrew at Pioneer Roofing. Pioneer Roofing, your friends in high places and a charter sponsor of the Steve Kane Show, serving Broward, Palm Beach, and Dade County. Call 954-920-7688. That's 954-920-7688, and tell them Steve Kane sent you.
What you want to know. What you need to know. Talk 1470. WNN.
The opinions expressed in the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of the station, its staff, management, or sponsors. Welcome to the Golf and Travel Show, the place to fine-tune your swing, dress for the course, club, or cruise, and get tips on the best places to play and stay at the right price. Vacation or staycation, host Dan Shub, along with his expert co-hosts and guests, will tell you where to go. To play golf and vacation, that is. Now, here's Dan.
And welcome to the Golf and Travel Show. I'm your host, Dan Shub, and tonight, as we usually do at this time, we're going to talk some golf, we're going to talk some travel, we're actually going to combine the two at times and separate them as well, I guess. We've got a great show in store for you tonight. In just a couple of minutes, we will be chatting with Ben Cowan-Dewar, and he is the managing director of Cabot Links. And pretty soon, it's also going to be Cabot Cliffs, which beautiful, beautiful link-style golf courses to the north, up in Nova Scotia. Interesting place and interesting guy. He also works with a website called golfclubatlas.com, where they kind of delve into the architectural beauty of these golf courses around the world and really get into some detail. And so we're going to learn a little bit about golf, and we're going to learn a little bit about Nova Scotia, which is a place I have not been to and would like to go. Then a little bit later in the show, we will welcome a fellow by the name of Bob Titley, and he represents Visit Wales. And Wales is also a pretty neat place that does have a lot of golf, but they've got many other things to see and do as well. Recently, our president was there visiting, and it got quite a bit of positive publicity. So we'll find out a little bit more about what's going on in Wales. Of course, we will also have the golf tip of the week, which I'm looking forward to because I am going to be playing quite a bit the next few days, and I could use all the help I can get. And, of course, we will have Dan's travel deals, and I've got a good deal or two, and we'll save that for later. But first, what I would like to do, which is what I always do at this time, is introduce my co-host. And he's that guy with that beautiful swing when he's out there on the golf course, hopefully not here in the studio because there's not that much room. I don't want him to hurt me in here. No. But he is a PGA teaching professional and the owner of the Jess Frank Golf Academy at Boca Dunes Golf and Country Club right here in beautiful Boca Raton. Jess specializes in on-course instruction using V1 video analysis, so you can see how bad you are when you start, and then you can see how good you are when he's done with you. He believes that every lesson and every swing is different. He likes to focus on the scoring part of your game, those short shots that he likes to teach right there on the golf course because that instills a lot of confidence. You may know him from his work at area clubs such as St. Andrews, Boca Lago, and Broken Sound. Just loves to teach because he's got a passion for the game, and it can be difficult, but he can make it easy for you to learn and to excel. How are you doing today?
I am excellent, Dan. Good evening to you, and good evening to all our listeners out there. Another gorgeous, unbelievable day, and had the privilege of spending it down in Hollywood at a beautiful
south.
Resort. Yep, yeah.
It was a little chilly today, so you had to go south, warm up.
I did. I had to go a little south to warm up.
It was freezing. Must have been like about 70, right?
It was so cold, and everybody was bundled up. Long sleeve shirts,
fur
coats. And parkas and all that stuff. So it was, but it was pretty nice. It was
still the best weather in the country right here.
Oh my goodness! It was. I was down in Miami in Turnberry Resort, and it was fabulous. It was just a wonderful day to be out on the course. A little bit of both, learning about some new equipment and also hitting some balls and playing in some contests, and it was a fun day. It was absolutely.
Well, this is an exciting time of the year if you're into golf because, like many companies, it's the beginning of a new year, and they have new product lines that they introduce for the new year.
Yep.
And, of course, we're fortunate enough to either check them out at the PGA Merchandise Show, which I'm heading up to in just a day or two, and you had an opportunity to check out some brand new stuff as well today, right?
Yeah, it was pretty amazing. We had the Callaway demonstration day. And they brought out all their new equipment, including their new XR irons, their new XR driver and fairway woods, and of course their Alpha clubs and Big Bertha. And they are making huge headway in the industry. I mean, they're
not making you obsolete, are they?
No.
Just making sure.
And it's a good question. People say, "Oh, I just buy new clubs."
I
and
mean,
of course,
they may make the golfer obsolete. They may just swing by themselves. You don't even have to swing them pretty soon, right?
Golf's difficult no matter what level you're at, and if they can make it a little bit easier, a little bit more fun, and make the club a little more forgiving, it's going to help all golfers and draw more golfers to the game, which helps everyone. So I'm all for it.
And from what I've heard for the past 10 or 15, 20 years in this business, typically the improvements that they make, they help your bad shots more than they help your good shots. I mean, if you've got a perfectly good swing, I've seen people use very, very, very old technology and clubs that are in really bad shape, and they've just got such a great swing. It goes perfect every time anyway.
Right.
But the amateurs who aren't as consistent and have bad swings, sometimes it can help make it not as bad.
Well, what happens is that amateurs usually, their angle of attack is not very good. It becomes very shallow, and pros are the opposite. They're steep into the ball, and they're compressing the golf ball. And so when you have that, you have to create a golf club that can increase club head speed and increase ball speed and still give you the performance and the forgiveness and the feel and the look and all that stuff. And I tell you what, Callaway has done an amazing job. They've come out with a great golf ball as well, the Callaway Super Soft, or Chrome Soft, I'm sorry. They also have a Super Soft, but the Chrome Soft ball is a urethane cover ball, 65 compression, and Phil Mickelson was raving about it, that he was talking about how it feels like it's going to change the game.
It's like butter.
Yeah, like butter. But you have pros out there right now playing the Callaway Chrome softball, which is pretty cool. And it's pros have always played like 100 and 110 compression golf balls, and they're very hard. And they that's just what better players have always played, the harder golf ball. And now with this ball, the softball is always attributed to like slower swing speed, older people couldn't get the ball in the air. Mm-hmm. Well, now they've somehow engineered this golf ball to just be, work for all levels of players, and it's really cool. And I'm looking forward to hitting it and getting out on the course and playing with it a little bit. But it was a lot of fun. You learn a lot about how the engineering and the research and development that go into golf clubs, and the marketing, and just how these guys really, really are interested in helping golfers play better. And I mean, yes, it's a business and everything, but you know what? It's a sport, and they just want to put out the best equipment for the mass of golfers out there. So, anything to do to make the game easier, make the game more fun, and draw more people to the game. Make it exciting.
I'd say they should make the hole bigger.
Yeah, the hole. Yeah, that was TaylorMade's idea, last year, which they're a great company too. But
like a manhole cover.
That manhole size, cover.
I think perfect.
Yeah, you can do that. But yeah, so it's neat to see that. And then I love to combine club fitting and teaching. And I mean, if you're properly fitted for a set of clubs, meaning, you don't have to go crazy with exotic shafts, but if you have the right grip and the right shaft weight and flex, and you have the right lie angle on your golf clubs on the heads, that makes a huge difference for somebody who, let's say, comes across the ball a little bit and gets the toe into the ground. If you can bend their club up a little bit, make it a little more upright, that's huge because that'll straighten out the club face. If you have somebody who's swinging a stiff shaft and should be swinging a regular shaft, the kick points and the flex of the shaft makes a huge difference. And then grips, it's very interesting. Whenever I fit grips are, since it's the only part of the club you hold on to, sometimes.
You hope.
You hope. But, grips are crucial, and you have to have good feel. You have to like what they, like what they feel like the texture. And I'll tell you what, they come in all different colors, so you can pick the colors you like, and it's just really, it's pretty neat how you go through a whole fitting, and you can get somebody into a set of clubs that they're happy with and that they like to look down at, and gives them confidence. So if you can give them confidence with the clubs they're playing and give them a good lesson and work on their golf swing, they have the best. They have it's a holistic approach to golf, really, and it's exciting, from the wedges to the putters to the irons to the fairway woods. The hybrids are now unbelievable with their Callaway's come out with this new cup face technology that the ball can go 20 to 30 yards farther. I've seen it myself. hitting the ball.
Is it brazed as well?
Yeah.
Just asking. I do know my technology a little bit, with that cup face. Usually,
the cup face,
as opposed to the gluing, you got to use the brazing technology.
Exactly. But it's pretty cool. It just increases ball speed, and that's the main thing.
How's the COR on this?
Oh, it's hot. It's
just
hot.
Checking.
Yeah, it's hot. It's everything's made for more distance.
It's everything you want it to be.
Everything that you really, you can't.
You've been dreaming about
exactly.
this.
I have been, actually. It's exciting though. When you get excited about something, it helps. You pass that on to the consumer and or student, and really, it gets them excited to play. So that's what it's all about.
These new clubs, I heard they have this fairy dust on them that lasts for at least a year. Then sometimes it wears off. But there's special things happen when you buy these new clubs.
Ultimately, it comes down to the operator that's swinging the golf club, and you have to make contact and you have to swing properly. But if you can change spin rate on a ball or change a little bit of spin rate, that might just help somebody from someone who hooks the ball, can hook the ball out of bounds, on every hole to keeping the ball in play by a yard or two. I mean, those are shots saved. And so just that, if it's 300 mile per hour spin rate changed or something, anything that helps the golfer and, yes, it is operator, function that's going to help you play better. And that's where I come in, as the instructional part. But yeah, I mean, it's a good combination of both and you don't have to have the brand new equipment. I mean, the equipment that's been out for a while is really good too. But I'll tell you what I admire about Callaway is that they were down for a long time. They started out unbelievable, obviously with the Big Bertha. Then they just went downhill. And then this last, I'd say 2-3 years, and now into the future, I mean, they're strong. They got a great leadership team. And it's fun. It's fun to see that, and it's fun to see that what's interesting about their whole dynamic of their vice president team and their management team is that all these guys play golf. All these guys are passionate and they're enthusiastic about the game of golf. And so why not help, pass that on to the consumer and make it work. And the CEO, Chip Brewer, who was with Adams, who turned Adams around, and now he has a much larger budget with Callaway for R&D. It'll be fun. It'll be fun to see. So I'm looking forward to it.
Well, and I'm looking forward to seeing their products up in Orlando this week. So
absolutely.
This coming week.
That'll be fun.
It will be. So I think it's time that we take a quick break, and we are going to then hopefully hear from our first guest, and it'll be interesting for all of us because I can't wait to hear a little bit more about these golf courses and about Nova Scotia as well. So we'll be back in just a minute, and we'll find out more about it. So stay tuned for more of the Golf and Travel Show. And we are back, and it's time to talk, I guess, about one of our favorite sponsors. I know one of your favorite sponsors,
Yeah,
right?
It's the home of the Just Frank Golf Academy, and truly a great place to play golf, and that's Boca Dunes Golf and Country Club, where they offer in South Florida golfing experience featuring 18 holes of a championship course and the fun-filled 9-hole executive golf course. So the 9-hole course is awesome for juniors and beginner golfers, ladies. It's a fun place to play. The Par 72 18-hole championship course is the perfect layout for all golfing abilities, with the distance exceeding 7,000 yards, which you don't have to play from. I encourage you to tee it forward. The course is also framed by colorful landscapes unique to beautiful Boca Raton, Florida. The 9-hole executive golf course features a fun Par 27 layout and measured 1,627 yards from the back tees exactly. The perfect course to practice your short game or go for it with a quick round in the morning, lunch break, or after work. Both courses opened in 1970 at a time when courses were constructed without limitations and subdivisions and roads did not determine the design. And, of course, there is a lighted driving range open till 10 o'clock at night, and then a wonderful catering staff as well. So if you have interest in playing in Boca Dunes Golf and Country Club, which I highly recommend, please give them a call at 561-451-1600. Again, that number is 561-451-1600. Or look them up at the web at bocadunes.com. That's bocadunes.com.
And we are back, and we're having a problem finding our guest, Ben Cowan-Dewar.
Technical difficulty.
Yeah, I know. He may still have his watch set to the Atlantic time or something like that from up in Nova Scotia. I don't know.
Exactly.
But I am going to be seeing him at a cocktail party Wednesday night, actually, up at the show. So I will smack him silly, and we'll get him on another week, I suppose, so we can find out about this stuff that I was waiting.
We're excited. We want to know about it. Nova Scotia.
I know.
Come on.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I did want to talk about some other golf stuff. I want to talk a little bit more about the golf show.
Mm-hmm.
A couple more awards that were given out by the Golf Writers Association. I always like to say that they're my brethren. I am a member of the Golf Writers Association, and these are kind of the last awards I believe that they're giving out for last year. And there's some pretty cool awards. One went to a guy by the name of Jared Lyle. And I don't know if you're familiar with him.
Sure.
He's an Australian, and he's been fighting a battle against leukemia since he was a teenager. And he has won twice on the Web.com tour, and he did get his card for the PGA Tour. He was on the sideline for a while, disabled with another bout that he was fighting for a little while, but he's going to get an opportunity to play again, I believe. I hope. And he got the Ben Hogan Award, and that is given to people, golfers that do battle with injuries or disease and come back. It's a very, very prestigious award, and he said that he's just extremely honored that it's one of the best things that have ever happened
he's
to
very
him.
humble.
He is, and there it's an exemption that he actually gets. They have like a medical exemption, so I believe that. I'm not sure if it's PGA Tour. I think it is. I think he does have his status for the PGA Tour, so hopefully we'll get to see him play. Another award that was given out that is a pretty cool award went to none other than Jim Furyk, and that was an award for the way he deals with the media, which is very unusual for a famous athlete. Many times they're not that easy to deal with, and not that accessible. I believe there's some issues with what's his name out in Seattle, their running back.
Oh God, yeah. I don't know his name.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of it's not easy for the media to deal with.
It's
these
amazing
stars.
that these guys, it's a privilege to play golf or play professional sports and take a few minutes and just do your job and
exactly. It should be
just be
job.
a person.
But so they actually have to give an award to somebody who just does the right thing, and he does the right thing.
Yes,
and,
he does.
He has 16 PGA Tour wins, so I mean he's certainly up there as far as being a famous guy.
Sure.
And this award is the ASAP Sports Jim Murray Award, and that's for a player who is cooperative and accommodating to the media. And last but not least is the William D. Richardson Award. And this award went to a guy by the name of Doc Giffen. And I don't know if you're familiar with him or if the listeners are familiar, but he's a guy who's been working with the King, none other than Arnold Palmer, as his right-hand man, his assistant, his traveling secretary. If you have a request, if you want, somebody's celebrating their 100th birthday or something like that and want his autograph, this guy takes care of it and has been doing it. Obviously, Arnie's got an army of fans, the Arnie Army, and this guy's had a busy job, right? And he's been taking care of this for the longest time and doing it really well. So that's what he got the William D. Richardson Award for. And, it's just it's nice to see this guy get an award as well. So congratulations to Misters Furyk, Lyle, and Giffen for being honored by the Golf Writers Association of America. Congratulations to all. Also, I wanted to talk a little bit about the show itself. Well, actually, you know what? I have one more award that I did want to talk about, too. And this is from the USGA, as long as we're on awards. And this is somebody who is local, who lives just up the road from my office, where I spend most of my time, and a place where my boss spends a lot of time at her house, actually.
Cool.
Playing tennis all the time, and which is always nice if you could play at the Nicklaus's house. And we're talking about Barbara Nicklaus, and she is the recipient of the 2015 Bob Jones Award, Bobby Jones, and that is it's the USGA's highest honor. They've been giving it out since 1955 to an individual who demonstrates the spirit, personal character, and respect for the game, similar to what was exhibited by Bobby Jones. And she's going to get that, of course, for her charity work in particular that she's been doing. And most notably, she's the chairperson of the Nicklaus Children's Healthcare Foundation, which has raised more than $32 million since 2004 the Honda Classic, which is played right here in Palm Beach County as well. A lot of the money goes towards her efforts with sick children. I believe they have a facility at St. Mary's in West Palm Beach where they take care of many very sick children. And just to give you an idea of the kind of company that Barbara is in, previous winners have been her husband Jack in 1975, the King, who we mentioned previously, in 1971, Ben Hogan in 1976, Annika Sorenstam in 2012, and Payne Stewart in 2014. So congratulations to Barbara Nicholas for just a job well done. She's a lovely lady.
Yes, she
I
is.
did have an opportunity to interview her many years ago, and she just a sweetheart.
Yes,
really,
she is.
really nice. So. And now what I want to do is talk just a little bit about the golf show. As I mentioned earlier, I'm kind of playing my way there the next few days.
Playing you up.
I'm playing my way there. I'm going to be playing in a Tour Edge event next week. I get invited to play in the Tour Edge event every year, and several other companies, like our guest from the other day, Tifosi, they're going to be there. Many other manufacturers will, it's kind of a media day event that's put together and anchored by Tour Edge. And I was saying this golf course is up in, Lake Mary? Lake Mary, here in Florida. And on this particular golf course, every year I see deer. And some years I see bear, which was actually chasing the guy who was putting on the tournament one year. I mean, the good news is you have a golf club in hand. You hope you don't need to use it, but these bears, it's pretty crazy. You just don't expect to see them in Florida.
No.
And then Demo Day is at Orange County National, where they have it every year to try and give people an idea of what it's like. Their driving range is 1 mile in circumference.
Wow.
It's a circle. And
it's Orange County?
Orange County National.
Yeah, Orange County National, yeah.
So it is so big that there are people opposite you wherever it is that you're hitting, but nobody can reach other than some of the long drive champions that they sometimes have. Last year there was a storm that blew in, and the wind was wicked.
Yeah, so they had to cancel it.
Well,
actually.
they did
shut it down.
They did, and it's interesting for the exhibitors, especially if they are demonstrating clubs. Whether you have the wind in your face or the wind at your back, I mean, it makes a heck of a big difference. If you're fortunate enough to have it at your back, well, those clubs are just going like crazy, and everybody loves them. If the wind is in your face, you're having a bad day. You got the unlucky draw.
You'll be able to test out all those new Callaway equipment, of course, but I'm
sure they will be there. Every manufacturer is there. They have several putting greens set up as well for trying out putters, short game, for wedges and other kinds of clubs like that around the green. Other stuff that you'll find there, of course, would be there might be a few shoe companies that have some shoes, and they'll be changing out spikes for folks to try the different spikes that are available. The sunglass companies, you might find some sunscreen people out there, some training aids, teaching aids. They're all out there to be tried out.
It's cool.
It's very cool. So that'll be Tuesday morning. Playing Reunion Tuesday afternoon. Beautiful resort where Annika Sorenstam has her facility, and that'll be pretty cool as well. The show itself opens on Wednesday. To try and explain that's at the convention center, Orange County Convention Center. And typically, at least in the past, they've said that if you were to walk up and down every aisle of the show, it would be about 7 miles of walking.
It's awesome. It's awesome. But it's the products and things you see there is pretty amazing. If you're a golfer, it's golfing nirvana.
It is. I used to say it's like a kid in a candy shop as well. If you like golf, it's not open to the public, only open to the trade, golf professionals like yourself, golf retailers, manufacturers, and of course the media. But if you are none of those and you're interested in finding out a little bit more about what is going on in Orlando, the Golf Channel is up there broadcasting, and they have more coverage this year than they've ever had before. So obviously, that's driven by ratings, so I guess there are people out there that are watching it year after year.
It's a good partnership. It really is, and I'm not sure. I'm actually going to be going up there Saturday night for the PGA Teaching and Coaching Summit, so I'm not sure if they're going to be at that as well. But that's going to be fun. That'll be nirvana for me.
that is, and they always have that the days prior to the show, and they bring in some of the top 100 instructors in the country. And they help out with the rest of the teaching pros to give a few tips to them as well. So if you would like to move up and become one of the top 100, what are you, 101 now? So you just,
no. I'm breaking in. I'm top 100 in my own mind, but no, it's an amazing venue and amazing level of teachers at Martin Hall and Chris Como and just Butch Harmon is going to be David Ledbetter, just all these guys, and they're going to be doing 2 days of live lessons. It's great learning opportunity.